ladies and gentlemen, it's me again, Insane Gorilla. Welcome back to What If Deku Was a Fallen, Part 6. Just a quick disclaimer, there is a image on here that is actually fan art by someone. I didn't really get who made the art design itself, created all the artistry in that image. But I have a shout out to the artist. So if the artist ever does see this video, congratulations, one of your art designs is in this video. But anyway, when we last left off, Deku was heading off to the forge. Uraraka and Mira were having a conversation. So let's pick off where this is, shall we? With Uraraka and Mira. With Mira saying, if you wait too long, other females may scout him out and get him. Regardless of whether you want him to see who you really are, even if you want him to see you as more than just a captain, or his captain, you need to understand that not everybody is observant or very quick on picking up details and little hints that you drop. With Uraraka just saying, I know, but a captain dating a vandal? That's just... it just doesn't seem quite right. With Mira just saying, he's a leader to you, isn't he? With Uraraka saying, how do I put it? He was making decisions no other fallen would ever make. Even his sister, or adoptive sister, would never make those decisions. She would just, I don't know, continuously... she would just continuously make indiscriminate decisions, ones that affect House more than anything else. Him, on the other hand, he just what? Makes the decisions, make hard choices? Yes, he does. With Mira taking a pause, saying, look, okay? From my personal point of view, when I met my husband, me and him didn't synergize that well to begin with. That's the same thing that's happening between you and him right now. He's not synergizing with you because you're his commanding officer. Being in a relationship with you will just complicate things. You must understand, he's not comfortable yet. As she pauses, as Deku walks back in, grabs something, and says, keep an eye out on the little ones, please. Forgot something. As he would walk out, with Mira just sighing, saying, there's the other reason. He's too focused on everything else. Well, as Deku walks back to the forge. Pretty decent forge, if you don't mind me saying. As well, Deku would start heating up some old scrap, melting it all together, stirring it for a bit, then putting it into a mould that he personally made, that mould. As well, he pours it in, doing all the stuff a normal forger would do, But for fallen terms, you have no idea. As well, he does it all by hand. Well, he works so long in there, a servitor comes hovering in and shoots over some ether for him, refilling all of his tanks and giving him some ether itself. And he would look over, saying, "Ah, thank you. Didn't realize how long working in here for." With the servitor just nodding, as it would just leave. Well, not really leave, it would just hang around for a bit, showing interest in what he's doing. As well, it eventually leaves after a few hours, with Deku actually still going along doing what he needs to do, making the arms and armor. He makes a new shock pistol, one that actually has a magazine in it this time. Well, it's not exactly a shock pistol, I might say. It's more like one of the automatic Glocks you can get if you're over in America. You know what I mean? One of the automatic Glocks. He's basically got one of them as well. He continues walking around, collecting all of the stuff, still working as well. A vandal appears, but this vandal is different. He wears the colours of a different house. With Deku looking over to him, and he is like that still. Deku took off his armour to work. As this vandal would just say, "Are you Deku?" As he would just nod, saying, "Who's asking?" As he would say, "Then you're my target to kill." As Deku would just say, "A stealth vandal? Really? So, who hired you?" As he would just continue looking at this vandal while working. As this vandal would just say, "Someone you know of? House of Red Hearts, Kel? Red Heart Kel? She hired me?" As Deku would just say, "An assassin? What? What she didn't? What happened to her? Still feels the sting from having her lower arms ripped off? Pathetic of a. She's a pathetic kill. Don't you agree? I don't get paid enough to ask questions. I just get paid, get told what to do. How about this then? I make you new weapon to pay you not to kill me. Does that sound good to you, or do you still wish to kill me? I've already got my contract. You can't make me break it." Speaking of breaking, I almost broke my headset. Whoops. And Deku would just sigh, saying, "Just when I was finishing the last touches. At least let me finish this off before we attack. Well, before we start fighting." As this vandal would just say, "Far be it from me to let you stop what you're doing. If this is important, finish doing it. Then we fight." As Deku would just then say, "You're an honourable merc. Be grateful. You get to witness my finest work. So, you're a splicer." As Deku would just cringe, saying, "No. I'm not technology minded. I can work the forge pretty well. I prefer to make things than destroy them. And I've got a few friends that I want to see again." but here it's done. As the well done, Dragon actually walked up to him, then tackles him outside. As you throw him a couple of feet, saying, "Now I kill you." With Deku still having a small fight with him, with everybody sort of gathering around. As some of them recognise the symbol on this Vandal's back. As Deku would say, "So, she's hired him. Great. And when he has a contract, he doesn't care how long it takes. He'll do it and he'll continue tracking me until I or he is dead. But he's also known for being paid extremely high prices to leave others alone for good. So tell me, Vandal," as he would shout out to this Vandal as they go into an arm lock. As this Vandal would say, "What? You're still not convincing me to leave." As Deku would say, "I'm not here to convince you this time. How long until he will show himself if I beat you?" With this Vandal just saying, "He'll just send another one like me." So don't even think about trying to scare me off, because he will hurt people in a way you can't imagine. With Deku just sighing, saying, "I was afraid of this. Looks like I have no choice but to kill you and wait for this one to arrive." This Vandal would just say, "I'm not going down without that fight." As he would break off the arm lock and soccer punch Deku smack in the face. With Deku grabbing his other arm that he still had a hold of, pulling the Vandal towards him and kicking him right in the gonads. As this Vandal would back off a bit, as he would sort of go onto one knee, saying, "You'll pay for that." As this Vandal would just get up, holding that certain place. As Deku would say, "Always go for the one weakest spot on every male fallen, or Elixir. One of the reproductive organs. The testicles, as the humans would call it. Time to die, fallen, Elixir warrior." As he would actually pull out a shock pistol, as the Vandal would pull out his shock rifle. As well, 2 shots were heard as the Vandal hits the floor, dead. As Deku grabs his cloak, then walks off, saying, "Vandal ship nearby. Captain and all that must be also nearby. Stealth skiff. Again. We'll take it for own." As Uraraka would turn up, saying, "What the hell happened? Where did that stealth Vandal come from?" As Deku would look at her, saying, "He is coming. She hired him to come and kill me. And possibly to kill you all. We take stealth skiff. We head to Earth. We go into its depths of its forests. To live there. Raise hatchlings. Raise these 3 hatchlings. Then leave the forest. With stealth skiff." With Uraraka just then saying, "What about the House of Exile? They've given us pretty good protection. Cannot risk House of Red Hearts launching a full-scale attack or, as she would show him, the Vandal's cloak, as it would have the house colour of this certain fallen. We all know who he is, as he would just say, before he turns up. As he would leave with Uraraka, as they would head home, head to his house, or lodgings, as the hatchlings would still be fast asleep. As one of them would kind of yawn, smacking one of them in the face, but it doesn't wake up. Uraraka just then sighing, saying, and here I thought they were about to start crying again. Well, glad to know they're not. As Deku just saying, it doesn't matter if they cry or not. We must always protect them. The young generation must always rise above the old and do things that some people could never dream of doing. Like what? As Uraraka says. Deku just talking, saying, making peace with the light bearers. As Uraraka would be saying, you can't be serious. We have to tell stories to the to the hatchlings to make them feel safe at night, so the guardians or the ghouls don't come in and kill us during our sleep. Even though that does not work with that symbol. I should know. But still, making peace with our enemies will give us a lot more breathing room. And respect could be earned. With Mira walking in saying, respect is one thing, but allying with ghouls, not good. Not good at all. You cannot just say, ooh, we're gonna now join the humans to make do with debts of blood. No, Mira. We are not going to make deals. We're going to become allies. I will build us up from us alone, and we will become a mighty house. Ambitious, I know, but what can a lonely vandal like me do? Well, simple. I have created armor. I have created a weapon. I've also created sets of armor for all of us. That's why I've been so long within the forge. The ones that join us will get the armor. But I doubt anybody would want to join us, apart from our few people that we've known for a while now. And the little ones. We will go to the forest of Earth. In the EDZ, as the humans call it, or in old Russia. As well. They would actually get everything ready, go to the skiff, Kuroshima, Kaminari. No. Shoto and Toya, along with Jiro, and Dinky Kaminari, would all follow them, having on the same armor set, but not yet having on the same armor. As they head to this skiff, as they see a servitor, as the servitor goes towards Deku and the others and starts distributing ether to them all. As this servitor, who's actually well more advanced, And I know this doesn't happen, but it speaks. Not unless you play Season of the Splicer. Mithrax speaks for a servitor then. But hey, it's this servitor speaks saying, strong elixir needs strong ether rations. You will appreciate servitor help. As Deku would say, I thought you were just an ordinary servitor, not an advanced one. You could be part of Prime Servitor. Oh no, not part of Prime Servitor. Part of own servitude. I have no name, but I am just an ordinary servitor. And I will follow you, because I see you as strong. As long as you will have me, though, Deku. Fine. We will accept your help, Servitor. As the servitor would then roll itself forward in a sort of bowing motion. As it would then say, where's our first heading then? As Deku would just look towards Earth, saying, Old Russia. The forests in Old Russia. As the servitor would then bow, saying, as you wish. As everybody would get on, as the servitor would actually pilot the stealth skiff. As it would just sort of say in a sarcastic motion or tone, saying, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now about to enter Atmo for Earth. Please hold on tight to your butt cheeks, because this could get a little rough. With Uraraka just sighing, saying, of all the servitors, we had to get the sarcastic one. As well, a few hours later, they arrive in Old Russia in a swampy area, with the servitor landing saying, thank you for flying on Stealth Ship Airways. As, well, Mira would get off first with her daughter and not the other three hatchlings. As she would say, finally, blessed ground. I thought that servitor was about to kill us all. As well, she looks at her daughter, as her daughter is just sort of, sleeping. And she just sighs, saying, she slept for the entire thing. Sorry about that, guys. That's what I'm saying. Mira just said that her daughter slept for the entire trip. As well, the three hatchlings come down with Uraraka holding on to them. As, well, they all get wooden housing up. Broke off tree branches to cover the roofs, and, well, made cribs for them. As the servitor would begin taking all the waste material that they don't need to make the buildings and turns it all into ether. As it pumps out a good 2 tanks, 2.5 tanks, because the first one got emptied to halfway, while the other one was getting filled up. As the ether is not as rich in nutrition, but it's enough to keep them going. As well, they continue setting everything up for a few more days. As well, a thunderstorm rolls past as it continues raining for 3 weeks. And during that 3 weeks, Deku decides he's going to go on patrol. Just saying, going for patrol. Be back later. With Uraraka just saying, hold it right there, Deku. You can't just go on patrol by yourself. I will go with you. 2 fallen, or 2 Elixni patrolling the area is better than 1. 8 pair of 8 eyes looking different directions. Can't miss things then. Deku snarling saying, fine. Come. As they both walk off. Patrolling the area is, well, Uraraka and Deku start scouting the area to make sure they're alone. Because during the week, those 3 weeks, they couldn't really do that. As they continue patrolling, Uraraka scans the area along with Deku. With Deku then asking, why? As Uraraka looks at him saying, what do you mean? As he just says, don't play dumb with me. Why are you truly doing this? With Uraraka going silent, saying focus on patrol. As Deku would just say no. I'll focus on patrol and focus on you. As she would just say, what do you really want to know, Deku? This isn't your concern. As he would just say, it is my concern. You are not who you once were. Ruthless, efficient, not naive. But now you've become less vicious, more naive, more absent-minded. Fallen or Elixni? Has an Elixni caught your attention? As the director would just sigh, saying, yes, an Elixir has caught my attention, but it doesn't force me to be less ruthless than I used to be. With him just saying, no, it's forced you to become less ruthless, less efficient. You seem to be hanging around me a lot more. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it. But when you start becoming more, well, less efficient and less strong, it begins to make other people think that you are becoming lazy. As Deku would sort of shake his head, saying, no. It makes you look weak. Almost like you're weaker than you appear. More like you're on the borderline of standing down from your position as captain. As the Uraraka would say, well, technically you are a captain now yourself. Because, hey, you were offered the position, so I assume you've actually taken it. With Deku just still saying no. Still Vet, still Dread, still Vandal. As you walk off in a different direction, with Uraraka sighing, saying, Mira was right. Male Elixni do not pick up on subtle hints. And she would just move one of her lower arms up to her chest, and she would grab hold of her clothing, and she would just say, even my Elixni heart can't possibly beat as fast as it's going now. When will you realize that I'm talking about you? Ever since we were kids, I've always been fascinated by you. And yet, when I look at you now, I still see that one boy I used to know, used to always love hanging out with. But now, I can't even stand 2 feet near you without my heart racing. A captain like myself, hardy as I am, I have a soft side too. But only if you could see that. Captain. The captain I know you could be. But you refuse to see it. Deku. And she would walk after him, after having a little inner monologue with Deku, and she's still walking far off ahead as he has his own inner monologue, saying, I know why she's doing this. Honestly, I felt the same way with her. But I'm not her. I am not strong enough. If I ever want to protect people, I have to get stronger. We'll come up with ways to survive faster and more efficiently. Hatchlings must survive. No matter what, we must protect the hatchlings. They are one of the only other reasons why. As simultaneously in the both of their heads, saying, one day we may be able to do something about our feelings towards each other and make each other happy. One day. But today is not that day. As, well, they continue on with their patrol as they find tracks. Human tracks. As Deku would get onto the floor and see what it's all about. As he would just then say, ghouls. Fire team. Ghouls. Light bearers. Fascinating. They must be patrolling all through this sector. We must be on guard. These guys may not be as friendly as the ones we found all those months ago. As well, Uraraka catches up to him, saying, the tracks, what are they of? As Deku would look at her, saying, ghouls. They're ghoul tracks. As Uraraka would sigh, saying, great. Not what we needed right now. Okay, what's the plan? As he would say, we follow. And she just grabs him, saying, I you insane? We can't follow them. Deku would just say, only to outer edge of forest. And if there's a camp nearby, we keep an eye on that camp. But as soon as we are spotted, we leave. And she would just say, fine. But if we get spotted and get stuck and shot at, I'm blaming you for this. Sorry guys if you heard that. As he just says, fair enough. But we must. Whoops. But we must see what up to, As they move off, and actually head to the outskirts of the forest. As they look, on with the rocker just saying, no sign of camp, so they must not have one. As Deku would just agree, saying, might not have one, but last city patrols might have one. We move out in the morning. I don't want to stay in this forest if the ghouls are nearby. As Deku would just say, as you wish, Captain. As they would head back in to the forest. This is where someone walks out of the shadows. As she would say, so, what I saw was true. A stealth vandal, a stealth skiff. One that was once held by Red Hearts. The transmission mirror sent me. How interesting. He bears the same markings of Kel, of stone. Mirror, you clever fox. You faked everything. You faked you being a handmaiden. You faked everything. How exquisite. But how long can you keep the facade up? Especially with your daughter. Our sister would be most unhappy about you lying about who you really are. But her husband might have actually approved of the method. Good way of collecting intel. But hey, I do my stuff, you do yours. I may find you later. But, as this female captain has said, do not stay here too long, because the ghouls around this area are not friendly. But there are a few civilians here who have talked non-stop about guardians and fallen fighting side by side. And they have not told the Vanguard about this. So, you, the boy, the girl, and the squad you are with, better move fast. Because this place is unsafe for you. The Guardians patrol this area all day, every day. They've noticed that you have a stealth skiff and will be bringing a fire team to clean you out. I believe that you may not have enough time to flee. And this mysterious fallen would actually go into the broken city that was nearby, as she would be spotted by other fallen, as one of them would whistle, saying, "Over here," as she would walk to them, as one of them would say, "So, friend or foe, fallen?" As she would just turn her head to the forest, saying, "Friends, but we must keep ourselves hidden from hmm, from them for now. I know you do not like it, all of you, but Kell of Stone must always have opportunities to grow." Poetic, isn't it? As this, well, group of Elixni, as they still commonly know themselves as, would bow, saying, "For Kell of Stone, for Chelsix," as everybody would just, all of them who were there, would just say in unison, quietly, "For Chelsix." As she would just say to herself in a monologue, saying, "Inko, my sister, you have one brave boy. The Kell of Red Hearts served you well as a great friend and ally. But I am afraid that your son may not have got the best upbringing. I know the Kell of Red Hearts well. She was a brave woman. Her husband was brave too. But I am concerned about this new Kell of Red Hearts. She does not seem to be as nuanced as us. He made good decision. Better let the better save as much ether as they can and ration it all. Even if some of the youngest die, at least some will have a chance to live." He was not willing to let the rest of the house die. But to kill of Red Hearts, she has lost half of her house. Now, a lot of them have gone to House Devil to, well, survive. And a lot of them have lost their lower arms and have become drakes. How pitiful and how irresponsible. We may no longer be a strong house anymore. But when we took up the House of Stone's banner, we chose to have our own flags and our own banners. Well, she'll just continue speaking until she says, well, speaking to herself, and she would say, "Good luck, sis. Make our eldest proud." and she would just walk with the rest of her group. As Mira would sneeze, saying, I have a feeling someone was talking about me. Oh well. As Deku and Uraraka would turn up again, saying, Alright, we stay here for another few days, get nothing further, then we leave. Ghouls in the area. Most probably will turn up in a few days to wipe us out. And believe not as friendly due to the footprints that were left behind. As Uraraka would just yawn, saying, But first, I'm going to get some ether and go and sleep. We all take sentry watch every few hours. Every 10 hours, one of us will take guard duty. As they would all start getting themselves ready, start collecting more and more stuff to make more and more ether. And this servitor would say a sarcastic comment saying, Yippee! More ether making time. Like, this ain't gonna go bad at all. As well, it would make more and more ether. Eventually, 3 whole days have passed and they broke everything down and moved on. And on that same day, 3 guardians walked in to the forest to find nothing. As well, one of them would speak up saying, Ida, you did say there were... Our scout did say there were fallen here, right? As Ida would just speak up saying, yes, but where? It seems like they just packed everything up and left. As everybody sort of scratches their head, as Ida would then say, Momo, you did read the intel, right? As Momo's ghost would turn up saying, Duh, we read it. Hell, I've even memorized the whole thing. There was a skiff here with black and white. And they were fallen with armor sets that it's not like fallen armor at all. Well, at least not what I've seen of. And there was one with strange fallen markings that said something about House of Stone. Then there was 4 small baby fallen, as they call them hatchlings. With everybody sort of scratching their heads saying, could be a broken house, could be a mixture of all houses working together. As the ghost would just say, I highly doubt it. But hey, that's where I'm leaving it, guys. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. See you all in the next one. Peace.